Ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker's first teaser trailer over at Star Wars Celebration back in April of this year, followed by the second teaser that made its debut over at D23 and by Good Morning America, a lot of fans around the world have been very excited and eager to see the third and final trailer of Episode 9 by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film answering many of the burning questions from The Force Awakens, as well as including new twists and turns that will change our perception of some of the key characters in this movie, such as Rey, Kylo, Luke, you name it. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various shot descriptions of the upcoming Trailer 3 of Episode 9, this is where things begin to get very intense for this movie. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren are kneeling before Palpatine sitting on his throne, where Palpatine is said to appear in a black and red cloak with his face in the shadows, where he is said to have Sith loyalists by his side. It's described that during the shot, Palpatine is said to deliver dialogue related to him talking about Kylo's legacy and the great Darth Vader. It's said that Palpatine's throne is massive, standing around 10 feet high, with thorns in the form of sculptures sticking out at the sides. The next describes a sequence in which Rey is said to be holding a strange Jedi artifact that is said to be discovered on board of the Tantive 4, where as she holds it, it's explained that the new dialogue of Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker are heard in the background, where their voices are said to sound far different than ever before, talking about the Chosen One prophecy. It's explained that the device is connected to a necklace where Rey is said to be examining it, where she puts it around her neck eventually. Another describes a segment in which both Rey and Kylo Ren are said to be fighting in a lightsaber duel, where one of the sequences is said to involve Kylo Ren hanging on the edge of the wreckage of the second Death Star, where Rey is described to be hanging onto Kylo Ren's leg. As this happens, it's actually explained that a revised track of the Battle of the Heroes plays over the sequence. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, what's really intriguing about this is that, yes, we do know that October is really going to be the big marketing phase of Episode 9 when it all comes into full swing here. In fact, October 4th, alright, this upcoming Friday, I believe, is going to be Force Friday, which is where we're going to see all the new figurines, all the new toys, the merchandise, you name it, for The Rise of Skywalker that will basically be debuting and, of course, eventually hitting store shelves. And that's the big marketing phase, then they move on to new footage. So, the one piece that really stands out to me a lot, of course, has all to do with Palpatine sitting on his throne in front of both Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren, kneeling down to Palpatine. Now, as this happens, it's not quite, for certain on whether or not Palpatine is ruling over Kylo Ren at this point in time, or if Kylo Ren considers Palpatine his master. It seems like that maybe Palpatine put Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren in a position where they are forced to kneel down before him, acting as his servants. So, the Sith Loyalists, let's go over this. Now, the Sith Loyalists, they're actually said to be wearing these black and red cloaks in the movie that are going to be very similar looking to the actual Imperial Guards that we saw briefly in Return of the Jedi and some of the deleted scenes for that movie. And so with that being said, the fact that they are exploring a brand new throne room of Palpatine and how his new throne is said to stand around 10 feet high, that is a big throne and something that we have never seen before in a Star Wars film, where it's actually described that there are like these thorns, these large horns like sticking at the sides of the actual throne itself. So it sounds very medieval to me. It sounds like that they're doing something very much different. Now, the other piece that I do want to go over is this relic that Rey comes across on board of the Tantive 4. In case you guys did not know, the Tantive 4 ship, the very first ship that we actually get to see in Star Wars A New Hope that's associated with our heroes, is actually going to be making a big return in Episode 9, where on board of this ship, Rey comes across a device that is actually said to be a Jedi artifact, and as she holds it, new dialogue of both Anakin and Obi-Wan is said to be heard, talking about the Chosen One prophecy. Now, That's another part about this film that George and JJ worked very hard on, was of course doing something very specific with the Chosen One prophecy and changing it to a certain extent. So that's going to be a big deal in this film, is that the Chosen prophecy will finally be fulfilled in The Rise of Skywalker in a very different way. In fact, part of the Chosen One prophecy has to do with a dark and sinister presence returning. So that all has to do with Palpatine, without a doubt, and his defeat eventually at the very end of this movie by either Kylo Ren or Rey at a certain point in time in the third act. And that, to me, I think really stands out. The fact that they are trying to do something, so unique and original to the point where they're trying to evolve Star Wars could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how they write it. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.